So, Chris, this is a beautiful place to meditate and do your japa. Um, for our students, what I'm trying to help them understand is how do you get started? How do you what are the first things that you do when you prepare yourself for your daily japa session, your meditation session?
Well, waking up in the morning and we go through the usual uh, cleansing oneself and all that sort of stuff. Maybe you need to have a drink or something, glass of water. And then I think it's just more a matter of just sitting down. It's different for different people, but having a sort of place where you can sit, that's very helpful. And having knowing how you're going to sit, and then that's pretty simple, really. And
Tell me a little bit more about the sitting.
I think the main principle is that you shouldn't be in any discomfort in any way. But I'd like to say that if you read all of the treatises on yoga, they basically say that all of the different postures in yoga, the asanas, are actually meant simply for bringing the practitioner to the point where they can sit comfortably for meditation. So bringing people to the point where they can sit like in the half lotus or the full lotus is considered to be like almost the goal of a great number of yoga systems, especially the more ancient ones. But you don't have to do that. It's very uncomfortable unless you practiced some physical yoga for some time. So as long as you're sitting comfortably, that would be the main thing. However, having an erect sort of spine is also very useful. It aids the concentration, but it also will keep the mind sort of more alert in general. And that's the basic.
And then how do you start?
Just jump in.
Okay.
And just start chanting. I'd say with japa, I used to do a lot of silent meditation previously I mentioned. So I'd just like to say, previously with silent meditation, you would actually really need to be quite calm, and you really need to have sort of a peaceful place, especially for the beginning when you're learning to do it the first year or so. With japa, you can enter into the concentration, what is often called mindfulness now. You can enter into that concentration very swiftly. And I just wanted to say that mindfulness is in the modern world is often viewed as some sort of cure. Psychologists are using it now for stress and the sort of the problems of material life in general. But what it's really originally was intended for was the focusing of the mind in meditation. That's really what it comes from. When it comes to japa, it's really about simply allowing yourself to hear the mantra. This is the key thing. It sounds very simple, but it's not so easy. And I'd say, in terms of preparation, the main thing that one has to become accustomed to is the mind will wander off. The mind will always be wandering off. Now, in silent meditation, it's quite difficult to stop thinking. You need to have a little bit of practice. It's a lot to do with the breathing. But when you're chanting japa, it's simply, the best analogy I heard was it's like driving down a road. And it's like sometimes you're not paying attention and the car will veer off the road a little bit. You just bring it back. You become aware of that lack of attention. You just bring it back and you continue with the healing. And then, the mind will go off somewhere again. Don't beat yourself up, don't get annoyed. Just bring the mind back and just continue listening. And after a while, this ability to listen and hear will really open up something otherworldly, shall we say.
So, Chris, tell me a little bit more how you see the goal of your meditation practice.
You can, after some time, you can get to the point where you begin to see the nature of reality, let's say the bedrock, the foundation of reality, which is inconceivable bliss. So when you're chanting japa, it's different because we're not so concerned with that. Actually, we will say that what we're doing is we're developing a personal relationship with the manifestation, the personality of the Absolute, the person who's behind all of this bliss, who's literally emanating from it. So you might find that if you've done silent meditation before, japa is more subtle. Japa is something that you might experience that intense, overwhelming bliss, but you're after some time, the goal really is you're going to be experiencing this love. You're going to begin to feel the beginnings of this loving relationship, this transcendental love. So I'd say that's the main goal. That's what keeps people going.
So, Monica, tell me a little bit about how you think someone should start with their meditation. There's something before beginning the mantra that's good to help you get into the right mood.
I'd like to start with some affirmations. I don't have the experience like Chris of years of silent meditation. So mantra meditation was the first kind of meditation that I've tried. And I found through years of practice that making this commitment of telling the mind or focusing that I'm sitting down or to chant now, this is the time for chanting, and also to remember to hear one mantra at a time. And as Chris said, when the mind wanders, and the mind will wander, then gently bring it back, lovingly bring it back. Don't try to get stressed or upset with yourself if the mind wanders. And I think the main point is having this prayerful mood while we are chanting, and remembering and understanding that the names of the Maha Mantra contained in there are non-different from the divine. They are the sound form of the divine, and that will allow you to have this prayerful mood while you're chanting.